So the items that you'll need to be able to obtain financing do depend partially on what kind of financing you're pursuing. If you are going to self-finance, obviously you don't need any documents other than the founding of your corporation and to put it into the corporation's bank account. If you're going to be getting debt or equity financing, that's where it gets a little bit more tricky because those investors are going to want to see some proof that they're going to get return on their investment. So what does that entail? Well, one, they're going to want to see a business plan. So a business plan lays out the goals of your business, what your main objective is, what your main products are going to be, how you plan to market them. Effectively, it takes your entire business education that you've had up to this point and consolidates it down into one packet that explains how your business is going to perform. Within that, you're going to want to make financial projections. What these are estimates of how you think the business is going to perform financially. Right? You're going to estimate the amount of sales that you're going to make, your revenue, and you're going to also have to estimate the amount of costs that you're going to incur, whether that be your labor, your product costs, delivery costs. They're going to want it down to the last possible detail. And so as a result, between these two things, you're going to have a very, very detailed financial model that it might make sense to have a professional accountant or financier look at before submitting. If your business has been operating for a period of time before you're searching for the funding, if you sort of ran the startup informally and then need an infusion of capital to build up the business, they're going to want to see financial statements. And this is really important because the financial statements can't just be something you scribble down on a piece of paper. You're going to want documentation that backs up the financial statements, especially if you're looking for banking or venture capital funding. You're probably going to need to actually file these financial statements with a particular entity and have them at least reviewed or potentially even audited, which comes at a cost. The last thing that I would suggest that you should have, and if you've ever watched Shark Tank, you're probably familiar with this. If you're in a business that has a very particular product that you're trying to sell, something that's some kind of innovation, you're going to want to look into a patent, right? Because it's great that you might have your business plan and you have this innovative product, but if someone can come along and steal it or adapt it mildly and be able to sell it and take away your market, well, then your business plan, your financial projections just fall apart. So there are many other forms of documentation that could be valuable, but these are just sort of the building blocks that you can start from. There's multiple different places a business can obtain information about the financing that they're pursuing. One is having a good contract lawyer read your contract, right? Because in whatever arrangement you're getting into, whether it be signing up for a crowdfunding site that comes with terms and conditions or working with a debt or equity capital provider, they're going to write out what they want from you, what the expectations are, and what you need to hold up on your end of the bargain in order to maintain the financing and potentially be refinanced if you need additional capital later. So that's one place to look, is read your contract and read it carefully with a professional. Another place that you can look for information about financing is on the Small Business Administration website. Right, the U.S. government and also state governments do a great job of maintaining a database of information about the potential sources of financing, about what you need to know, and also about signs to watch out for, risk factors. Right, because in any dealing in business, there's always a risk that someone might be trying to take advantage of you. So it's very good to keep up to date on these things before you go and try to finance your business. The last thing you want to do is hand over your idea and your business plan to someone who just wants to take it from you instead of financing your business. There are other centers of entrepreneurship excellence you can look to. Some universities hold entire seminars and have their own centers where you can go and pitch your idea in competitions, potentially to get extra funding, but also to get more information about the industry and potential funding that you could get. And here at Rowan College of South Jersey, we're working towards developing some of this as the years go on, because we see ourselves as educators and hopefully can pass this information on to you as future entrepreneurs. That is, if you've forgotten what you've taken in your classes.